wherever you call home, we are there. In favorite places, large spaces, for many homes, we have coverage that fits the way you live. And with our home systems protection, you can cover major home appliances and more. We cover more type of homes than ever. Get the coverage you and your family deserves. For a free no obligation quote, visit us online or simply give us a call.
Back at you and gloves off. And today I got a great guest, Monica Franz Rodriguez with the Libre Initiative. We're going to touch base on what the organization's about, what it's doing, how you can get a little bit more educated about it, know a little bit more about what is actually going on and why this organization was developed. How are we doing today, Ms. Rodriguez? You doing good?
Hi, yes, I love it. I'm happily loving Laredo. What can I say?
Well, did you drink the water yet?
I am. I'm drinking the water. I'm sold.
Good, good. Well, tell me a little bit about the organization that you belong to and what's its purpose and what it's doing.
Sure. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to you and to your audience for the invitation. Anytime anyone invites me to be able to speak about what we do, my personal passion, I'm always very grateful because this is who we are. This is what we do. But I am the grassroots engagement director for Laredo for an organization called the Libre Initiative. The Libre Initiative is the largest Hispanic mid to conservative organization in the United States. The work that we do is tremendous. It is important, and yeah, that's what we do.
When you talk about, we understand mid conservative, but what is the work that you actually do? What are you trying to attain? Are you trying to help small businesses? Are you trying to help education-wise for Hispanics, or what is actually happening? What are you doing?
Actually, the work that I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty. It looks like I'm going to turn around for just a second. You gotta love technology. My battery's going, but anyway, the work that we do is tremendous work. We are a grassroots organization, which means that we are out in the field. As you had mentioned, we are educating our community and talking about real issues that are important to the Hispanic community.
What issues are the main ones that you think? Give me three of them.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and just talk to you a little bit about the Libre Initiative, and then we'll go into what we call our pillars. And the Libre Initiative was founded in 2011 down in the Rio Grande Valley by a gentleman named Daniel Garza. Daniel Garza has a story that is very similar to many people here, especially in the Frontera. He discovered that there's a lot of policies that are being made for the Hispanic community, but and maybe still in present, are Hispanics really coming to the table to be able to voice their needs, their wants, policies and legislation that truly reflects their core values? Generally speaking, the values of the Hispanic are family, familia, hardworking people, entrepreneurial. Many people came to this country as immigrants with the idea of being able to achieve their American dream. The landscape, unfortunately, in our nation has changed quite a bit over the years, where that American dream is becoming further and further, or more and more distant. And so when Mr. Garza had founded this organization, it was to fill a void, to be able to engage our Hispanic community, talk about the real issues, legislative issues. there's a lot of things that are presented to Hispanics, but very few organizations actually come to them with real legislation, and we are an action organization. So not only are we educating our Hispanic community, but we are also giving people the opportunity to be part of our government, be part of the solution, and be active. And so that's what we do. We're doing this. We were founded in 2011, and we are now in 13 states, which is amazing to me. So there's people like me strategically placed throughout these 13 states. Here in the state of Texas, the Libre Initiative with our sister organization, we are strategically placed all over the state. There's 13 of us that are doing the work that I'm doing here in Laredo, strategically through the state of Texas.
That's wonderful. So basically you're out there to teach Hispanics about the new possibilities that are in the government has opened up, like what? Like small.
Well, okay, so to answer your question, the pillars, we are working strategically and specifically on state and federal legislation. We work on issues of economy, healthcare, education, housing, energy, and then we are also involved in the rules committee. We certainly take part in that. And so when we're coming to our Hispanic community, we're talking about issues. Right now, the issue that is most impacting the Hispanic household is economy. Unfortunately, more and more Hispanics are facing the struggle, and it's getting harder and harder for Hispanics to be able to meet the need.
Well, it's all over. It's not only affecting Hispanics. I think it's affecting the whole nation. But that's what happens when we have poor leadership.
Yeah.
And right now we all need to get back to the basics. We all need to start producing, and we need to. And I'm glad you said something that you all are looking for leaders in inside the different communities. Are you helping them with elections, or are you helping them to get the idea out, like in case a candidate comes up, or are you looking for candidates, or how are we going to get this leaderships out?
Well, absolutely. We're not actively looking for candidates, of course, encouraging people to be involved. And can you see me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On my end, I'm having technical difficulties, but they say if there isn't an opposition, then it's not working. So I'm believing that this is a very good conversation. And anyway, so we are educating our Hispanic community on issues, as I had mentioned to you. And how do we do that? Well, we're hosting events, talking about issues, engaging with our community one-on-one, knocking on doors, and coming to our community directly.
What is the number one issue that is facing Hispanics now besides the quote unquote economy? What is one issue that?
Well, we're working on economy, but a facet of economy is property taxes. We here in the city of Laredo and throughout the state of Texas are working on a property tax reform initiative. Property taxes is something that is affecting many families. I know in my personal instance, as I'm looking to buy a home, it's getting more and more difficult to be able to obtain that. And one of those problems is property taxes.
You are correct. Texas has been trying to fight. There's several senators out there and representatives that were trying to fight the removal of property taxes here in the state of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
But by a lot of politicians, especially on the right. And they were the ones that were doing us wrong. And I've been following a Texas representative, Brian Harrison, which was fighting for that. And I think we need to I like the idea of finding good leaders, but we need to find leaders that are going to stay put to the cause, not because of a lobbyist goes inside and all of a sudden it's changed. We need to find people that are workers, that have done that before, that have what it is to run a small business, to be out in the leadership positions, because they're the ones that understand what a small business needs are. We don't have that. Usually we get people that already work for the system, hired for the system. And that right there is not a crucial, because they think everybody thinks the same, and it's not.
Sure. Well, so what we're doing, and the points that we're making are just, they're not out of this world, but in a way they are revolutionary. We have just unleashed, and we just launched a Freedom Unleashed tour initiative here in the state of Texas. And as I had mentioned to you, there's 13 other grassroots engagement directors that are doing exactly what I'm doing in other parts of the state of Texas. And we are specifically talking about property tax reform, which is one of the largest financial decisions people have to think about year in and year out. We need housing, right? And to be affordable housing, and to achieve that, one of those is affordable property taxes. And so what we're proposing is it's actually a 4-point initiative. There needs to be a appraisal system overhaul. Unfortunately, sometimes our appraisal system is not just. I have found in my personal experience that two neighboring properties could have completely different appraised values. So one family might be paying an exorbitant amount of money compared to the neighbor. And so we need to have a fair and balanced appraisal system. The second issue is that we need to have transparency in our tax rates. A lot of our local leaders, advertise that that the tax rate has been the same for the last X amount of years, and yet people are paying up to 40% more in property taxes and have been within the last 4 years. Can you imagine? That is absolutely incredible. We also are very concerned about local government spending, which is a big factor when it comes to property taxes. And then, of course, the last is that we want to make sure that the power is returned to our voters.
Those are some great fundamentals that need to be enforced, and there should be already there, but they're not being done. And that's what we really need to find.
Yes. Well, this issue, just to tell you a little bit about me, I'm a border town girl. I was raised by, I call it my mom, my grandma, the OGs. They were the original grassroots directors, if you will, back in the day. Most of my childhood was spent in the back of my mom's car as we were driving from neighbor to neighbor. And at the time, I would get very frustrated because young kids don't like to be in a car like that. But now looking back, it just really fuels me, and it makes me who I am. And so I just consider it to be such an honor and a privilege that the good Lord has selected me to be able to do the work that I do. That is something that is so vital and important to the well-being and welfare of the Hispanic community. And not too many people are doing what we do. So for me, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to serve not only the state of Texas, but the city of Laredo and its residents.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. I hate to bring this back or bring it out, is Laredo is just like the Valley, but it's a little bit different, because it lives in the bubble,
Sure.
and people do not see past San Antonio of what can happen, of what is out there. And we always find ourselves voting in the same individuals or the same carbon copies. We just put another stamp on it. And we really have to keep in mind and look for better, I wouldn't say that we don't have good ideas, but we have to look for better alternatives, or watch other communities of what they've done to progress, for us to do the same. Because right now here, small businesses are hurting. Small businesses are, you have them opening up and closing within 3-4 months. And there's some not even making 6 months. And people think that because they see a lot of businesses open, that we have this progression moving forward. Yes and no. There's a lot of things that we really need, and we really need organizations just like yours to help out those small businesses. What are you going to do towards the small businesses? What are you going to try to tend, or how to help them out? Because most of them here are Hispanic owned.
Well, of course. Well, first of all, just the fundamental of property tax reform is going to help the economy in general. So just basic economics would dictate that if you have less money, you spend less money, which now, less jobs. It's a cycle effect, right? The more you spend, the more business grows, the more employees you hire, the more money they make, and it comes back. And certainly true for the reverse. So our initiative is to inform all residents at all levels, whether it's an elderly couple that maybe has never filed for a tax exemption, or a working family that's just getting started, all the way to small business. And now that we're here in Laredo, of course, there's big industry that could, taxes definitely impact their decisions. So as we're looking to solicit more business coming into Laredo, in fact, right now I'm in the downtown area and I'm looking around, and a lot of these buildings are empty. Unfortunately, for such a beautiful downtown, we should be having a more thriving business. It could have been other factors as to why the business down here has dried, but I will tell you that property taxes does play a major role in that.
Well, it can. It will. Yes, you're for sure. But if people want to find out more about you all, more about the organization, or ask for help, how can they do that?
Okay, so we do have 2 websites, and perhaps maybe you can post it additionally in your comments. The first one is the libreinitiative.org. That is our national page, and it'll give you a complete detail as to who we are at the national level. Our headquarters is out of Washington, D.C., and a lot of good information for your listeners. It is in Spanish and in English. And then, of course, we have our state initiative, and it's freedomisbigger.com. Freedomisbigger.com. Now, if anybody wishes to communicate with me directly, I am always I am available, right? I'm happy to share my phone number, and my phone number is 956-957-8906. And I am the local representative for the city of Laredo.
And thank you for those descriptions. Well, I'll add all the information in the description for those that want to look for it, because it'll be there for a while. But
I wanted to share this right quick, Paul, and I don't know if you can see that well, but this is the high level of work that we do. Not only, I had mentioned to you that we have people like me in cities and municipalities, but we also have people at the Capitol. We have our people at the state capitol and the national capitol also fighting on these initiatives. So this is definitely quite a organization. I'm very proud to be part of this organization. I feel like it's my personal ministry. It's my civic duty to my community, to my ancestors, to my family, because this, and to our future generations. The work that we do is impacting not only today, but well into the future. If we were not doing this, I would hate to think what kind of condition our economy would be in at the moment.
Understood, but that's wonderful. Before we started the podcast, you mentioned you're having an event upcoming. When is the event?
Yes, and I thank you so much for the invitation to join you today, because I know that you have a lot of listeners, and I appreciate that. So the fact that you're sharing this platform for me to be able to share this event, I am deeply grateful to you, and of course to your listeners. We have a very important event. It's called it's through the Freedom Unleashed tour campaign that we're running here in the state of Texas now into next year. We're having an event this Thursday, at 6:30 p.m. It's called Tacos and Taxes. And I laugh because the tacos come before the taxes. I promise you're going to have a good taco before we start talking about property taxes and property tax reform. We're also going to be discussing legislative updates, and we're going to be having a couple of updates on the election results. Our keynote speaker is County Judge Tano Tejerina. He's accepted our invitation. Very happy to learn more about his perspective and what is being done at the county level. And then the second part is we have a CPA, a certified public accountant, who also works on property taxes out of San Antonio, coming in. His name is Michael Berlanga out of San Antonio, and he will be down joining us just to give some tips on what to look for when you're looking at your property taxes.
Absolutely, that'll be great. And that's going to be on
this Thursday.
Where we're at.
So it's Thursday, November 6th at 6:30 p.m. You probably want to get there a little bit earlier than that. That way we can make sure that you pick up your taco and have a little time to chat. So try to get there by 6. I'll be there earlier than that. Would love to meet people that, I'm always looking to meet new people. So if you're new, if we're meeting for the first time, please allow me the opportunity to spend a little time with you. So get there a little bit early, say 6 o'clock, get your table, get your taco, get your drinks, and let's make a good day of it. But let's also leave with knowledge, understanding, and a call to action.
Where's this going to be at?
Oh, yes. It's going to be at Palenque Grill on I-35. The address is 4615 San Bernardo. It's right in front of, or catty corner to, Sam's Club. And it's in the private room. So you don't go through the main restaurant entrance, but rather you come in through the event hall entrance.
That's right. They do have one. That'll be great. That starts at 6 o'clock.
It starts at 6:30. The event time is 6:30, but if you can get there a little early, I would love to visit with you. That way, make sure that you get your taco and just get, we can ask, maybe perhaps brainstorm. There will be a Q&A opportunity to ask questions. So maybe through conversation, there might be a question that you may want to ask during the session.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Great and wonderful. So, folks, if you want to find out a little bit more about it and about your taxes and appraisal, go to on Thursday at Taco Palenque on San Bernardo.
Actually, it's Palenque Grill.
Oh, Palenque Grill.
Yes, I like to joke. I say I personally eat at Taco Palenque. That's where I get my one taco on a drive-through. But this is Palenque Grill.
It's Palenque Grill. You're correct. It is Palenque Grill. It's right next to Mike's Western Wear, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. All righty. That'll be great. Anything else you'd like to say?
Well, again, I hope that the people, I really hope that this is a message. And this is when you meet me, and I'm looking forward to meeting. There's 268,000 people in Laredo. I'm hoping to meet 268. That's my personal goal. And so when you meet me, there's a couple of things that you're probably going to hear me say. My number one conversation is property tax reform. And I really, really hope that in the work that's being done here, that people really get excited about this. I'm looking for that passion. I'm looking for, we need action. Okay. And you're like, well, what can I do? I hear that a lot. What can I do? Well, just simply coming to events, educating, getting good and solid information. We will have a pledge and a petition to sign, asking questions and demanding more from our local government. I think is a phenomenal start. And so we are a volunteer organization, and there are opportunities to get involved outside of this, but let's just meet this very first time. I invite everyone to come. I'll have tacos ready for you, and we're just going to have a great time.
That'd be awesome. Hold on one sec. I'll continue that. On that night, you talked about that there's going to be a petition for?
Well, it's actually a survey. We call it a petition, but it's really a survey. That is one of our tactics. That's one of our actions that we do. We are meeting our residents at the door. So we are out hitting the streets, knocking on doors. Perhaps I've come to your home. Perhaps we've left a door hanger on your door. But what we're doing is we're really needing to talk to people and residents. It is with the information that we gather through surveys that really tell the story. Everything is hearsay until you actually put numbers behind it. And so everything that we do, our message that we do is 100% backed up by real facts. And so we ask people to participate in a survey. We are going to collect that data and definitely share it with our local leaders and state. I mean, this is a statewide issue. This is a national issue, but of course we're working at the state level.
Absolutely. That's great. That's wonderful. So hopefully we'll see you there on Thursday. And for folks out there, this is an event you should go to. And if not, you can give her a call and find out what else you can do and find out what else you can learn from La Libre Initiative and take it that route. I want to thank you for what you're doing. I want to thank you for coming. Thank you for reaching out and letting me know exactly what is going on, because I did not know, and it's a good cause.
It's a very good cause. I'm very passionate about this. And you know what? Can I just end it on a positive note? I truly, truly believe that something for the better is coming in soon. And if we all do what we're supposed to, if we're all doing if everybody does that little bit, I really think that together we can create that movement to create change and relief for our community.
Absolutely. Everybody needs to actually have more crucial conversations. That's what people need to start doing.
I agree. Well, thank you so much, Paul. It was a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. We'll leave you with this, folks. If you like it, share it, call, find out more about it. And we'll leave you with this. Thank you. And folks out there, we'll leave you with this. You stay safe, be safe, and God bless you. Until next time, much peace.
Thank you.
Have you ever wondered about what happens in a martial arts studio? Well, you start right away by setting goals, building determination, gaining focus, building skills, all while becoming more fit, gaining confidence, and learning self-defense. Buitron Academy is a school where attitude meets aptitude. So give us a call at 956-401-4868.